Morning, Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee, David Skiles with Vector Corporation representing Uber Technologies. So I'm flying a little blind here because there's been a number of substitutes floating around, but I'm working off of the one that was produced this morning since I understand that the language is substantively the same. There's a couple things with this legislation that have caused us some concern. Certainly, we greatly respect what the patron is trying to do in terms of sharing information, especially that with our partners. So first and foremost, for drivers that operate on Uber's platforms at TNC, they receive an email at the end of the week with their total gross earnings and how much the take rate between the company and the driver. So that information is already shared with the TNC partner. There's a few issues with the definitions in this bill. Obviously, if you look at line 33, the term non-linear compensation system, that term one is vague. Secondly, it talks about a form other than per mile, per minute, and per trip pay system. As you all know, since I'm sure you use Uber when you drive home, you come home from a bar late at night, it is a dynamically priced system, and so those numbers fluctuate. In addition to that, and I think perhaps most important, this legislation in many ways contradicts the TNC statute that's currently on the books with respect to information sharing. And I'll just point out a few things. If you were to look to 46.2, 2099.53, record keeping for transportation network companies, you would see that that statute already requires the disclosure of certain pieces of information, such as the method to calculate fares and applicable rates, as well as the partner screening criteria, which we assume the patron is trying to get at in the language with respect to the deactivation process. In addition to that, Uber already publishes on its website the terms and conditions with respect to deactivation of our partners. Madam Chair, we have in Virginia have had a really best in the nation TNC statute since its passage in 2014, and we have come back to tweak that from time to time. We've had an excellent relationship with our regulator through the Department of Motor Vehicles, and as we have expressed to the patron several times, we are very interested in working with him over the interim to address the concerns about transparency. We certainly feel that the way in which we engage with our drivers does that, and the existing statute already requires much of the disclosure necessary. So Madam Chair, with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, but appreciate your time.
All right, so no questions. What we'll do is we'll go to our online testimony, and I believe we have Ms. Durkin speaking against the